Hello and welcome back to the Spiritual Shit Show. My name is Julie Wynn, and today I want to talk about the energy of what is happening now on the planet. It's not just what we're feeling in this moment, but what is actively building through us and why. Because this is a big shift. We can feel it. We are seeing it. And what do we do with it? We've been hearing this for a long time, that humanity is shifting into a new era of consciousness. And I know this year, 2026, is going to be a big year. And 2027 is going to be really like the wild, wild west. It's going to be this time when literally old systems have crumbled, but the new ones haven't been placed yet. And this podcast is to remind you that we are the ones who are building this new timeline. We are shifting timelines and we are bringing in a new era of consciousness. You can name it Christ consciousness, unity consciousness, the age of Aquarius, however you spin it. If you look at the astrology of life, we are feeling that and knowing and experiencing the dismantling of the old and really embarking on what is coming. The old karmic loop, fear-based systems, survival consciousness, power over, separation, that cycle is breaking down, and that breakdown isn't random, it's necessary. What's emerging is a new way of being human, one rooted in awareness, embodiment, sovereignty, love. And here's the part I really want you to hear. This isn't something happening to us. It's something happening through us. Through us. I want to talk about astrology a little bit. And I want to share maybe an idea of how we can continue to work with astrology, and then also the energy of what is working through us. And it's this idea that astrology isn't moving you, that we are not victim to the shifts and what's happening in the stars, that the stars aren't in charge of your life. But astrology is the wink. It's the universe saying, yes, what you're feeling is real. Yes, this tension, this urgency, this expansion, it's valid. Yes, you're on track. And it's offering you an opportunity to ask yourself, how am I feeling in my body? What's asking to be released? What's asking to be amplified? What feels old, heavy, or incomplete? And then again, the astrology is like, yes, what you're feeling, what you want to let go of, what you want to dive deeper into. Yes. Because we are not here to be led by the stars. You are here to remember your autonomy and sovereignty and consciousness itself. You are here to remember your light, your wisdom. And we forget this sometimes, especially in heavy times. You are consciousness, experiencing consciousness, learning how to create within it. The whole point of being human isn't perfection, it's remembrance. We're not fallen beings trying to get back to God. We are life experiencing itself through your body, your creativity, your relationships, your experiences, your choices. And the way you experience consciousness is completely unique. And that matters more than you realize. Can you feel this power in your body? And this is all so important because here's the truth that's becoming louder right now more than ever. And I want you to remember that these shifts are happening, and the space that is opening is the opportunity for us to build the new earth. And that's not happening someday, it's happening now. So for those of you who feel like light workers or healers, creatives, leaders, artists, space holders, and even if you're someone who doesn't love any of those labels, you are here because your frequency, your awareness, your creativity, your love, your vision, your wisdom, it's all fucking needed right now. Now is not the time to shrink or doubt yourself. This is a time for conscious empowerment, for you to remember the light of who you are and to celebrate that and honor that and love that. The new earth is not going to arrive through force or collapse alone. It's going to arrive through us as embodied humans choosing differently, aware of who we are consciously, connected to what is true, which is unconditional love and frequency and community. And this year is going to be wild, not because everything is falling apart, which, it does look like a dumpster fucking fire out there, but it's because everything that can't come with us is being exposed. So I'm going to say that again. It looks like a fucking horrific dumpster fire, and there's some shit that's going to get really, really ugly. And that is because everything that can't come with us into this new earth it has to be exposed. This is not a year to sleepwalk through your life. This is the year to get intentional. What this new era is asking of us is radical. We have to step up. I'm saying that to myself. I really have to step up. And what this energy, and especially if you follow astrology, what it's really asking for us right now is to land consciously into our higher self, because the new earth will require us to live more from our embodied higher self and not the lower self, not the fear-based, survival-driven part of us. And that's not to say it's bad. It's just that we have gotten very comfortable about identifying and choosing and living, creating or not creating from this lower self. And the invitation here is, how can you really close the gap from your lower self to your higher self and begin to really live from the highest version of self? That's how consciousness evolves. And that's what this new earth is being built upon. And you are the builder of it. So take a minute and just pause. What is my lower self? What is my higher self? For me, my lower self is the one that still tells the pain story and is still angry and is still wanting justice, and it still feels small about herself, and that story keeps going. And my higher self is this version of me that loves love and wants to experience as much life as I possibly can. And I want to empower as many people as I can. And my higher self is strong and wise and knowing. So then I have to ask myself, how often am I in this strong and loving and powerful, fun version of myself? And how often am I in the version of me that's holding on to the self-doubt or the fear or the anger or the old story? So something that we can do together is we can ask ourselves. So here's a little journaling prompt. What am I building in my life right now? What are you saying yes to? What and where are you investing your energy? What kind of future are your daily choices pointing towards? And then just for funsies, just a little corner of that journal, just notice and this is what I'm reacting to. This is what still fucking triggers me. This is still what I annoyingly want to fix or change. Lower self, identify it so you can catch yourself when you're in it. And then write. And my higher choices are, And I think this is where a New Year's resolution comes in. I think we're hardwired for this because we ultimately want to be climbing that ladder towards our higher self more often because we know we're capable of it. it's just, it's just easier to be at the bottom of this lower self. We just kind of coast through life like that. And also, that's where we meet other people a lot of the time too, because they're there too. So it does require a lot of practice to stay in a higher frequency, to stay above the noise, the doubt, the fear, the self-loathing, the self-sabotage. It's practice. But in your journal, and these are the things that keep me in the highest version of myself: meditation, positive self-talk, dance, travel, being in nature, moments of awe and wonder, and then write that down too. And then the last thing I want to touch upon is, we are still in this period of shedding before the astrology or ourselves are ready to really up level in our own lives. So now is the really, really perfect time. I know for myself, from now until February 17th, I am really focusing on closing the loops. So any unfinished conversations, lingering obligations, old identities that I have outgrown, projects that need completion or release. We are still in that shedding phase, which means it's the cleanup phase, because what's coming next, this fire, movement, momentum, energy, it's not going to wait. And again, collectively, we are seeing what the old cannot come with us into the new. So you don't want to be dragging the past into what's trying to be born. So spend the next couple weeks too being able to clearly state, like, this is what I am closing the loop on. I am allowing it to reach its completion. I am finishing the project. I am really committing to this to-do list. I am, whatever it is for you. But what is it that you can really, really close the loop on? Because what's happening in this little transition area is old karmic things are completing. So complete your own karmic loops as well. So you get to experience a higher version of yourself. So you are creating more space for love and creativity and abundance and community and clarity. You are the one who's building this new earth. I am. And we get to consciously choose how we're bringing it forward. And there is a lot of fear in the collective. There is grief. There is anger. And feeling that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you are awake. But the work isn't noticing where you live from when those emotions arise. And it's not always the emotions that we want to react to. What we want to begin to notice is, do you collapse into fear? Do you give your power away? Do you abandon yourself? And how often do you abandon yourself? Love is strong. Love is courageous. Love is also discipline. It's a daily, sometimes uncomfortable choice to stay conscious instead of reactive. This era isn't asking you to save the world. It's asking you to stop abandoning yourself and to remember, we need you. We need you in your light, your wisdom, your humor, your love. So stop pretending you don't know what you know. Stop shrinking your voice, your creativity, your love. I want you to live like your choices matter, because they do. And every time you choose awareness over fear, truth over distortion, creation over collapse, you are building the new earth. You matter. Your smile matters. Your creativity matters. How you love matters. How you show up matters. You are incredibly powerful, wise, ever evolving. Anchor into that. And I will do that for myself too. You are consciousness remembering itself. How wild is that? And the job is, how can I connect to my higher self and live for my higher self and love for my higher self and experience my day-to-day routine from my higher self more? And how can I remember that this future is being built through me, my love, my voice, my choices, my gifts? Maybe as we clean up the old and prepare for the new, we can sit in that spaciousness of time for a minute too and breathe. Look at you. Look how incredible you are. Look at your journey. Look at your story. Look what you've done. Look what you've overcome. Look how you loved. And can you allow just a little bit more knowing, maybe a little bit more unconditional love to seep into you today? Thank you for being here. Thank you for the work, the light, the love that you offer. I'll see you next time.